Okay, continuing on. Lamech, Jabal, Jubal, and Tubal. I know I probably totally butchered them. Sorry. There are 2 Enochs and 2 Lamechs. Two Lamechs, each in their respective line. This Lamech most likely is a contemporary of Noah. Lamech had 3 sons, born to his 2 wives. The name Lamech means to descend and to mourn. It refers to descending into mournful state. He had 2 wives, Adah and Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who became the father of those who dwell in tents and raise cattle. Jabal's brother, Jubal, became the father of those who play the harp and the flute. Jabal's name means the course. I'll get it right. Jabal's name means the course that water flows, which suggests irrigation. He developed agriculture and animal husbandry and was the father of those who lived a nomadic life in tents, not in cities. It's possible that some of these individuals rebelled against Cain's line and returned to a nomadic lifestyle. Abraham lived during Nimrod's time and also dwelled in tents. God's people tended to dwell in tents until they established a permanent home, such as Jerusalem. They sought a city whose builder and maker is God, a heavenly foundation. They confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims. It's noteworthy that Jabal, the father of those who dwell in tents and raise cattle, represents a nomadic lifestyle. Yet he came from the line of Cain. Some people assume that the line of Cain is entirely evil, and the line of Seth is entirely good. But it's not about good and evil. It's about faith and what one believes. Amen. Whether they are justified by faith or not. View yourself as an orphan, having to fend for yourself and thinking that God is against you. The names of Jabal and Jubal are not malicious like the other names. Jabal just means the course that water flows down. Jubal's name, I'm going to get these 2 mixed up. I know I am. Jubal's name means ram's horn, which is associated with the assembly of God's people and is also a musical instrument. There's nothing malicious in these names, so they are not all bad. They are neutral. There are things in the world system that are neutral, like music and food. Amen. Loving music or good food doesn't mean that you're worldly. Amen. Oh, I can't tell you how many times growing up I had that where you weren't allowed to listen to certain music because you were a Christian. It's just stupid. When John talks about not loving the world, he talks about the pride of life, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, which all come from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. 1 John 2:15 and 16. These desires reflect a vainglorious desire to be something, to usurp God. That's the root of the world and loving the world. Some people think that loving music or food is worldly, but those things are neutral. With Jubal and Jabal, they produce something for the world that is useful but not evil in itself. Their names do not have a malicious intent behind them, which shows the view of their parents. Lamech is interesting. I think Adah, whose name means ornament, probably had a hand in naming Jabal and Jubal and influencing them. Good point.